time to go on an expedition, hunt some monsters like, oh, Savage and Fulgur and Ebony. I guess not now. Let's go to the forest and, oh, Banbaro. I mean, desert? No, they're still okay. Run and Coral though. Why are they everywhere? Risa, oh, come on! Hello, my fellow hunters, and today we talk the Invaders of Iceborne, the 4 monsters that can roam on every map. Fulgur, Anjanath, Ebony, Odogaron, Savage, Deviljho, and Banbaro. What do you think of these little lovelies? Honestly, all 4 monsters in their own right are absolutely phenomenal. Do we see a bit too many of them? I feel like I do. It might be confirmation bias, but I feel like every map all the time is just these 4 just taking shifts at being there and messing you up. Granted, it's mainly just Joe and Banbaro that do the messing up. Ebony and Fulgur are kind of just wandering around, but they're certainly not annoying. But this isn't really a complaint or a rant or anything like that. I just thought it'd be fun to actually discuss our Invader quartet, because it's quite interesting that we do have 4, well, new monsters, obviously Savage returning, but retooled, that are just spread across every single map. And for me, the order I would place them in is quite simple. Ebony Odogaron goes at the back for me. I love him, I do, but I don't think he is that crazy different to normal Odogaron. A few little dragony blasts, but I also think his coloring could be better, which I know is petty, but I do like seeing him about the place. I like seeing him wandering with his freshly caught meat that he carries. I love that he's constantly roving for his next hunt, but he kind of just feels like almost a mini Deviljho, right? Like he is a dragon element monster that constantly wanders map to map because he's hungry. Did that happen by accident? He just feels like Deviljho light, and if there's one thing I know about Deviljho is he only believes in full fat. So he's inoffensive, and I'm glad he exists, and he was a great experience the first time, but taking up an Invader slot when something like goddamn Basil gets axed from that role, who is just the quintessential surprise bombing invader? That's kind of a shame, is it not? I somehow hope that Seething gets his invading role back when he is added to the guiding lines in the lava zone. That somehow unlocks him to the rest of the world. I doubt it, but I can dream. It really is crazy to me that Seething is not there when something like, well, the next one on my list is Banbaro. No, I will never stop finding a reason to use that, because I absolutely adore it. So, Banbaro! He is a fantastic monster. Honestly, he is fantastic. The idea that we have something that can rip up rocks, rip down trees, charge them at you, dynamically switch up his attacks, the rocks change depending on the map that you're on, and give different blights and effects, and that's all well and good. But why in the blazes did they make an Invader so he can be on every map, because that's really what the definition of Invader is in World, can just go to every map, be covered in heavy fur? He literally drips with sweat and exhaustion as he wanders round the recess. He's not built for it. Why is he there? What's the justification? He is a bloody, really heavily furred herbivore. He belongs in the hoarfrost. The ferocious bull wyvern indeed. You could get away with the forest, of course. He is, you know, kind of elky with the horns and that type of aesthetic, but for the love of God, why is he in the Vale? Oh yes, I am the herbivore Banbaro and I like rotting corpses. As a moveset, as a monster, I think he works fine as Invader. He uses the environment dynamically, and that's really good. My issue with him is his aesthetic does just not mesh with his MO at all, and I think that is absolutely, I mean, it is amusing in its own right. I like to think that every Banbaro is just so thoroughly lost. They're like just awful with direction. They just wander from the Hoarfrost, somehow cross over to the main body of land, and like, oh well, I guess I'm never going home again. They're like the Zorro of the monster world. It's just absolutely I mean, now that I say it like that, I'm smiling at it. I think that's quite funny. I don't know. I do have so many already fantastic memories, moments of fighting a monster and having Banbaro just come screaming past with a boulder, pushing it out the way, exploding you, and at the time it's, Banbaro! But they are, well, fun little occurrences, so I can't begrudge him. I can't. I just think he should have been designed to look a little bit more all-terrain. He is a worthy slot, though. I think he is. The thing is, if Seething was on top of these, though, I wouldn't really mind. I'd be like, cool, 5 invaders. But then again, that gives so much population potential to every single map. I feel like they are just constant. I feel like it doesn't let... I actually looked at the Elder's Recess earlier and saw a Odogaron was there, and I had a moment of... That's actually the first time in Iceborne I've seen a Odogaron in the Elder's Recess. And granted, all the other new monsters add to that pool, but adding 4 monsters that can be on every map? God, I feel like that's so diluting. And it also... Get your luck of the life! Also means that in all our investigations and optional quests, there's like always one of these guys. I just feel like we see them so much. So if we are, they better be amazing monsters, and they're fine. Of course they are, but I don't know. Are we happy that these 4 monsters are just constant all the time? At least it feels like that to me. Is this just a me thing? I feel like I'm seeing Savage, Deviljho, Banbaro, Fulgur, Anjanath, and Ebony in my dreams. Next up, Fulgur Anjanath. I really do love him. The glow is just gorgeous. His flying electrical leap is incredible. I like seeing him wander around. Anjanath was one of my favourite monsters from the base game. I thought he was really underutilized, underappreciated. I think he's incredibly well designed. He is biologically on point. Fulgur less so, but still. And I was so happy that he got a tune-up. And now he's everywhere. It's like, cool, more Anjanath. And for him, I can get behind it. I think he gives this little spotlight moment that Anjanath really did deserve. I think he's almost like the sub-flagship of base world. Obviously, it's Nergigante, but Anjanath was the first monster we really got to see. He kind of set the pace, this awesome little T-Rex dude that can fire fire. And I like that he gets a little lightning counterpart that can roam everywhere. And he's not really annoying. Ebony kind of shows up and messes with fights sometimes, but I don't think I've ever been interrupted by a Fulgur. I just see them kind of patrolling in the distance, ominously.
He's just standing there, menacingly!
And I'm like, oh, cool, Fulgur's on the map, and I think the only thing is like, oh, that could be another monster, but it's Fulgur. But as an individual, as a fight, as a creation in the world of Monster Hunter, no, I am absolutely on par with him. I think he is really well done, and I'm glad he's here. You guys will have to let me know if you like that he can be everywhere. Again, I feel like he's something that doesn't make too much sense on things like the Recess. He does stand out. I feel like he could have just been Hoarfrosty. I don't think that would have been too bad. Maybe Coral Highlands as well. Did he need to be everywhere? Ebony makes sense. It's built into him. The hunger, obviously Savage roamed for the same reason, but Banbaro and Fulgur, do they need to be? Why are they roaming? It's not bad per se, but it just confuses me. I wanted to just talk generally about the Invaders, you know? And then, of course, the king of them all, Savage Deviljho. He's amazing. He's so fucking amazing. His moveset now is brilliant. He is ruthless. He's intense. He is just the most fucker up of everything that is happening at all points, and it is glorious. He does the role well, and he should be joined by Seething everywhere. The fact that you can use him to hunt the monster for you, the fact that he's permanently enraged so he chases you across the entire map, it's like, for the love of God, do not engage the Savage Joe, or we will have to deal with that for the rest of the hunt. And that adds like a layer of fear, maybe a layer of let's avoid the annoyance, but certainly there is this, oh God, we really can't let him know we're here. Oh, and I love that. I love that he has got that going for him now. Savage can really come into his own. He was always brutal in the old games, but never quite so much as an impact as he is right now. He is everywhere, but honestly, with him, it makes sense, and it is okay. I don't really mind seeing him, because he adds to the gameplay of your hunt, even if he's not engaged with the actual combat, and that's rare for a monster to do. Like, if I see a Fulgur in the distance, it's like, okay, cool, Fulgur's here. If I see a savage in the distance, it's like, well, noted, gotta be on guard, my god, and that is really, really fantastic. Seeing him throw himself with the tumble move into the monster you're fighting and then start doing more damage to it than you are, that is always so satisfying. I kind of want to do a build where it's just maximizing Savage Joe uptime on what you're trying to hunt. I feel like that would be really good. So no, I love Savage Joe. I love that he is everywhere, and I think he is a fantastic invader for this expansion. Honestly, if it was me, I feel like I could deal with Ebony, Fulgur, and Banbaro showing up in multiple maps each, but not all of them, and just having the Seething Basil and the Savage Deviljho be our true invaders. Maybe Ebony too, but again, he just feels like Savage Light, and I think that would be probably better just because they're so omnipresent, it feels like. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. I just really was inspired by the, oh my god, a Dodo Gamma, I'd forgotten that even existed. I've not even hit one since Iceborne started. So I thought it'd be fun to talk about our invader friends. How would you rank the 4 of them? How do you feel about them? Do you feel like you see them too much? I would love your thoughts on this. You guys always leave some fantastic comments, and I thoroughly enjoy reading them and seeing your opinions on all of the things. But for now, that's my invader thoughts. I love me the Joe, not sure about the Banbaro. Like if you enjoyed this, subscribe for more, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.
Rage Gaming with the video float.
But that's all that's really relevant at the mo, but I'm still gonna leave this up so you patrons know that I love you even though the outro's no longer that kind of relevant. But the new one's being worked on and it's gonna be a truly badass song, and don't worry, I won't be doing any rapping on it. I'm gonna go now. This was shit.